Alright, more about 10.1.5. Bellular is going to give us a little breakdown here of the major features coming and the lesser-known features coming in a couple hours. Guys, it's just a couple hours away. Reset's going to hit us, and all these features are going to be available. Let's check this video out.
Hello again. So, Blizzard have developed a sneaky tendency to slide features into our patches, so let's take a look at the lesser-known things that patch 10.1.5 holds. To kick it off, we've got a whole new type of reward in
Well, I'll tell you what it doesn't hold. The sell all junk button. Very disappointing. I almost ended my sub when I saw that news. No sell all junk button until 10.1.7.
Quantum items. So these are from completing the new mega dungeon, where the final boss, Chronolord Deus, seems to always drop a quantum item. Now, it's almost always a piece of quantum gear. When you use this, you'll just get an old, uncollected transmog item. But then, there's a very rare chance to get the quantum cursor.
Yes.
The PTR testers have seen this yield Midnight, which is the mount from Karazhan, the Gear Glider from Tazavesh, and the Time Reaver from Time Walking Dungeons, with Wowhead's data mining.
If I get the Time Reaver, holy shit, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose my shit.
From Time Walking Dungeons.
Besides Invincible, this is probably my most wanted mount. It's freaking beautiful.
With Wowhead's data mining then also showing that these mounts can drop as well. Who knows, maybe there's also more. Overall then, this is just a bit of spice at the end of the dungeon, and it also confirms that they can just give us items with a pretty damn large loot pool that have some dupe protection, right? Which I think's pretty good. Dawn of the Infinite is different. It is now positioned as being more of a mini raid in terms of A, not having a hard mode because it's hard by default, and B, being
just for everything they've said, I don't think this mega dungeon is like other mega dungeons. This is not like Nomergon and all that other shit, or Mechagon. This is like a mini raid, in essence.
Positioned a little bit as a raid, in that it does come complete with a cutting-edge achievement that gets you the Of the Infinite title, and Immortal, which is earned by clearing the dungeon with 0 deaths. So, good luck with that initially. And that rewards you with this really nice transmog set, so I'm definitely going to try to do it.
Infinite Dragonflight colorway.
And this is harder by default, they are actually adding in the heroic modes of this dungeon a good bit sooner. They'll be coming around, say, 8 weeks later in patch 10.1.7.
Nice.
And I suppose with Aberrus being cleared quite fast, it perhaps seems that Blizzard are positioning this to be for people who still want a bit of that
challenge. I still don't have AOTC. Did he just take a shot at me?
Challenging MMO combat,
I don't even have
maybe don't want timers and affixes. Now, scale to item level 425 in the PTR, it did end up being very hard initially. However, they have since nerfed the first 2 and the last boss a bit. I imagine it still is going to be of quite a relevant difficulty, but again, if you're, say, 435 and you're very much overgearing this, I suppose don't expect it to be just as hard. Blizzard have added a new track of gear upgrades, and they're retroactively applying them. It's called Myth, right? And it applies to gear created at item level 441 or 444. And it allows that gear to be upgraded all the way up to a whopping 447 using aspect crests. And this, of course, also includes very rare drops from Heroic Aberrus. So if you save up your aspect crests now, then perhaps your copy of Jarun from Heroic will be even more turbo powerful. Another big thing
retroactively apply to gear
is
that's
that Mythic
already.
plus 16 through 19 gear is actually on this track. And this does mean the Mythic Plus players can get the best gear in the game without having to fill their weekly vault box.
I've kind of always had a problem with this. I'm not going to lie. I still think the best gear in the game should come from raiding, but hey, fuck it. Fuck me, right?
20s.
Fuck my opinion.
Overall then, pretty damn good stuff. Next, cross-realm trading. This is quite different. Do you want to trade gold to a friend in another realm? You can. 10.1.5 has completely opened up the game's trading restrictions. This covers
now buy WoW tokens and trade it all over the place.
So who knows? I mean, will this, impact the auction house? Right now, commodities are region-wide in the auction house, but items are not. What will it be like for gold selling and all that funny business? Hard to tell, but clearly Blizzard want less restrictions in WoW. Okay, I'll do an in-depth video for this in a little bit, but for now, you've got to know about what's going on with Naxxramas. Blizzard has not mentioned this officially, bar a single line in the patch notes, but they've basically added a bunch of new Naxxramas gameplay. So this was originally broken by World of Modi, and will let you get, tier 3 transmog and weapons. This is stuff that previously had been unobtainable, and loads of it, like it had been on the black market market auction house, but you are talking about millions of gold there. So, we've got 2 new materials, War-Torn Scraps and Phylactery Weave, along with a whole bunch of weapon and armor recipes, with the source being Discovery Naxxramas. Now, the weapons and some of the armor are just crafted directly from the recipes, but most of the armor is actually more involved. You basically get Lamented Crusaders armor items for a given gear slot. Now, we actually have no idea where these come from, but they're the base item that you'll be using. So you get that, and then you need to craft an armor type specific consumable item that will partially restore your Lamented Crusader item. And what's neat here is that these actually use old vanilla crafting mats. So if you're a goblin, that's totally an opportunity to earn some gold. Anyway, after you partially purify this armor with that consumable, you then get a desecrated
this is a lot for a transmog,
Now, this will be of a armor type
it's a
old slot.
tier 3 transmog,
it's bind on account, but can only be used by a class of that armor type, which doesn't really matter because it's bind on account. Then, what you need is a bunch of materials to perform the final purification, and
probably still one of the sexiest. This warrior tier set is probably still one of the best looking ones in terms of not the chest and everything, because that shit's painted on and 2 pixels, but the shoulders and the helm, man.
Seemingly get a tier 3 appearance at the end, which is pretty neat. We don't know everything with this yet, but like with the Zul'Gurub changes earlier on this year, it's really nice to see.
Give us another currency, Blizzard. That's all we need.
Blizzard actually have the care and attention to update this old content.
Which ends up being
We've got a handy bit of UI for the Mog Hunters with tracking, where basically on the transmog window you can now track uncollected appearances, and those will just appear in your little objective pane. So basically the same way that you see quest objectives. Right now this works for items that are sourced from vendors, dungeons and raids, but there's probably going to be more to follow in the future. Allied race unlock requirements have been slashed. This is great. If you get a single character up to level 40 on your account, that's it. You will unlock every allied race that Blizzard have added to the game.
He said level 40, but it says 45 here. I don't remember. I have to go back and check which one it is. But anyways, all the other shit, the rep grinds and everything, that's gone now. It's just have a character.
Farming, going back to Argus and grinding a bunch of stuff. None of that. No finishing campaigns. Hit level 40, you get them. Of course, this is nice for the options, but also, if you get that allied race up to level 50 without using a boost, you will earn that allied race's heritage armor set. Leveling improvements then. Here's a super rapid fire version. So, writing training is free and automatic at levels 10 through 40, and there's an untouched gift feature for basically lapsed characters.
I had to save up so much gold to do that shit.
Back
I remember fucking doing all the quests on the Isle of Quel'Danas or whatever the fuck it was called, doing the dailies over there every day with my friend, so I could fucking get the flying mount. Now people just get that shit
to a capital city. It will clear your bags. It'll give you actually a bunch of like new bags, and it'll give you gear. It'll clear your quest log. Basically, it'll just allow you to get straight into the content. We've also then got some changes to chromie time, which just make it feel a little bit
I played on a PvP server, so we were fucking fighting Horde all day on that.
If you have defeated Garrosh in Siege of Orgrimmar, you can skip straight to the Inner Sanctum. All you need to do is to read the scroll on the wall near Lore Master Cho at the entrance. This is account-wide and per Wowhead, which is scraping data from its own app. The Tusks of Madaroth has a 0.27% drop chance. So, if you are farming this on maybe 3 characters a week, then this is going to save you an absurd amount of time, which truly is fantastic.
Damn, that's great.
Now you can more realistically see what's going to pop first.
Give me a skip to Arthas. I need Invincible, please. Give me a skip to Arthas.
Garrosh's loot table, or your own mortality. Then a lesser known feature that actually was supposed to be in the game already, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is transmog gear at the Revival Catalyst. Basically, gear from Season 1 of Dragonflight and Season 3 of Shadowlands can now be essentially made, the tier gear that is, at the Revival Catalyst. Of course, you'll need an eligible bit of gear to do that, but what's really nice here is it's not going to use up your charges. So you can just very quickly build up those tier sets. And to be real with you, as much as Shadowlands was rather controversial, its final raid tier had some really, really nice bits of tier gear. So if you're looking for something to do in this patch, actually, this is a great option. The slow march of UI upgrades is continuing, and this patch is low-key breaking some of the best changes in years. Number 1, a sell all junk button for vendors. Yes, add-ons have been
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. At least at the time of making this video, he didn't know. The sell all junk button is not coming, guys. It's not. They've delayed it to 10.1.7 because it was creating issues. You know, they're an indie dev company, but this is not happening. It's not happening.
Doing this for years, yes, I will still use Leatrix Plus for its other great features, but hey, this is a nice change for the base game. But then next, the thing that I really care about, and that is World of Warcraft's new UI animations. And this is big because the look and the feel of a game, that's often what makes a game
one of the best
feel
things about WoW is
modern
the look,
or not,
is the
right?
feel of
a
combat.
more modern game is building on the shoulders of years and years of games and UI and UX that have came before. These little animations exist to reinforce and to emphasize gameplay. They're important for game feel. So first, we've got new animations for spell procs, interrupted casts, and cooldowns.
Nice.
Yeah, this new stuff feels slick. Given the absurd quality of Blizzard's recent in-game VFX, I'm not surprised that they're, well, looking so damn good. But it actually turns out there's more to come, because when you cast or channel an ability, the icon will now fill up. So the icon itself will act as a mini cast bar. And then when you place a ground targeted ability, the targeting circle icon will appear on the spell's icon. It's basically stuff like this. It just gets WoW feeling a little bit more new, a little bit less old. And I think with more reactivity and emphasis on the core UI, a whole bunch of players are going to find the game a bit easier to play. If the UI is more responsive, they will find it easier to keep on top of their rotation and not miss out on vital information. Then we've got a few edit mode changes with duration bars for breath and fatigue. We've got the multi-seat vehicle UI being added, and we've got some nice lines to show you what elements your UI, like snapping, is
I've actually been wanting
which
the
is
lines.
actually quite nice. They've increased the snapping range. They've added width and height for the chat frame, and in the most game-changing move of this video, you can now move the archaeology bar. By the way, Blizzard,
WoW is fixed.
Where's that archaeology
saved.
revamp?
Game saved.
I think I would be absolutely huffing the most... I don't know, I'd be huffing something. I'd be on the most wild crack pipe if I was to say that the movement of the archaeology bar is obviously evidence that the archaeology revamp is coming soon.
There you go.
Yeah, that's honestly just a joke for the end of the video, but they did hint to me that the archaeology revamp very much could be in this expansion. So here's the hoping, perhaps, for 10.1.7. That'd be pretty dope. Anyway, that is also it for today's video. A bunch of the lesser-known features of this patch that perhaps you might find to be handy or just a bit interesting. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
All right, yeah. Well, all of the video was great except the part where he said the sell junk button. It's not coming, guys. It's not happening. We have to wait to the next patch to get that. Oh, well. You love archaeology? Yeah, archaeology it will come back. It's been looking like it for a while. It looks like they're going to bring archaeology back in some type of way, which kind of goes with a pirate-themed expansion, which could be coming next. That's what we've been saying.